Thank you for joining us today. Before we get into it, let's introduce our team. So, ladies, welcome.
Hey.
Hey, y'all.
So, let's just tell them a little bit about ourselves. Tell me your name. Are you team East Side or team West Side? How many kids you have? How long you've breastfed? Or anything you want our listeners to know. I'll start. My name is Malika Garner, and I am team West Side all day. Hold up. My name is Malika Garner, and I am Team West Side all day. Actually, Joy Road at that. I have I have two boys, Nolan and Aaron. I breastfed Nolan for about a month, which we'll hear more about that because that was my entry point to this work in advocating for Black mamas and babies. And I breastfed my son Aaron for 4.5 years with the help of BMFA. All right,
Okay.
passing it to my right.
Peace and blessings, kind people. I'm Asia. I am also Team West Side, even though I was born on the East Side. I have one baby. She's about to turn 3. We breastfed for 2.5 years. And I was introduced to BMFA very early on in our breastfeeding journey.
Hey, everybody. So my name is Micaiah. I'm definitely Team Westside. I have one daughter. She just turned 2 about a week ago, and we've been breastfeeding since birth. Currently still on this journey 2 years later, but we are in the process of weaning, so hopefully we'll be done soon.
All right. Okay, hey, y'all can call me Ari. I'm Team West Side all day, and I have one son that's my only child. I've been breastfeeding for 18 months so far, and I plan to continue. And then I'll pass it on to who's next.
Hey everybody, I am Rita, definitely Team West Side, the best side, where all the pretty girls are. I have one amazing son. He is 6 years old. I breastfed him until he was 17 months old with the help of informal milk sharing, and I hope to be able to tell you guys a little bit about that story later.
Thank you, ladies. So let's jump into a little bit more about BMFA. So Black Mothers Breastfeeding Association, or BMFA as we call it for short, was founded in 2007. We are a nonprofit indirect service organization providing all sorts of things, such as support, education, and resources to the Black community, Black families, and especially our Black mamas and babies in Detroit, as well as nationally. Special shout out to our founding executive director, Kadada Green. Without her, we would not be here. Period. Woo woo. We have lots of different programs. One of the first ones that come to mind is our Black Breastfeeding Leadership Institute because we have 2 BBLI fellows here today. Hey. So when I talk about education, it's just that BMFA is committed to fostering the growth and development of the future leaders in maternal child health. We also have a national conference every single year. This year, it is virtual and taking place from October 9th to the 11th. So check out our website, BMBFA.org, to learn more. This year's theme is Understanding the Village Experience. We also have doulas, and I'm a little bit biased, but BMFA has the best doulas in the world. In the world. And we have a doula here as well, who you will hear from a little bit later. We have a doula school where we are training up the next generation of women to support Black women and birthing families. We also have a breastfeeding peer counselor program, and we have a mommy ambassador here today who graduated from that program. We'll hear more from her later. And our flagship program, Black Mothers Breastfeeding Club. A little bit more about the Mommy Ambassador program. This program was founded in 2018, and the BMFA Mommy Ambassadors are a group of mommies who publicly represent BMFA, speaking on behalf of the organization to various audiences. Our voices are amplified to influence and shape institutional, local, state, and national policies and practices. We are dynamic Black women with lived experiences who have been positively impacted by BMFA and want to use our passion to demand more for our community. I am a co-founder of the Mommy Ambassador program, along with our OG inaugural Mommy Ambassador, Victoria Washington. And it has become a blessing to see the evolution of this program and advocating for Black women and working alongside such a dynamic, amazing team along the years. So without further ado, let's jump more into our individual stories and what brought us here. Ladies, tell our listeners a little bit more about what brought you to BMFA and how long you've been a part of the organization.
I guess I can go first. Hey, y'all, this is Rita. I started with BMFA. The very first BMFA event that I ever went to, which Malika didn't mention, was the summit that they do every year. My son was probably about 2 months old when I went to that. And I just was kind of looking for community and looking for other Black women who had the same passion for infant feeding decisions and breastfeeding. So I and a couple of my friends who were pregnant at the time went to the summit. And I still remember taking that picture where I'm like we're all holding our kids above our heads in the photo. So that was really special. But then thereafter, I came into and more interacted with BMFA more in almost a more professional capacity. I was like trained in baby wearing, and so Kadada was having me come to Breastfeeding Club and teach baby wearing and help, leading Breastfeeding Club a little bit. And I just feel like every time there was an opportunity for me to do something or volunteer or be at something, Kadada was always just letting me know and keeping me involved, which eventually led me to being in the inaugural group of the Mommy Ambassadors. Yay. With Malika and Victoria. So I am MAOG also.
Period.
Been here since the beginning, and I've loved every minute of it. And BMFA has just continued to hold me close, and I have always repped for BMFA and held them close as well. So that's how I've been here. So that was probably my son's 6, so it's been 6 years.
Woo.
Yes, I love it. So Ari here. I found out about BMFA when I first got interested in like learning about health disparities back in 2021, and then I found out I was pregnant. I found out I was pregnant in May of 2022, and so I got a little closer with getting out there and trying to go to those BMFA events. So I started off as somebody who benefited from the program. My sister was in doula training, and so that led me to BMFA, and then I became a mommy ambassador, and I love it here. I really do. So that's how I ended up here, Micaiah.
Hey y'all, this is Micaiah. So what led me to BMFA? How long I've been here? I really just came looking for resources. Honestly, when I was pregnant, I knew I wanted to breastfeed, and so I sought out resources that was around me, attainable in the area, and I just wanted to educate myself more about what I was doing. And yeah, still here. I became a mommy ambassador a year ago. I've been with BMFA for, my daughter is 2, so probably like a little over 2 years, because I started when I was pregnant. I think I saw something on Instagram about like the baby wearing class, and this was way before I was pregnant. My friend posted it, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna save this for when I have a baby, because I had a whole folder on Instagram for stuff I was saving, especially stuff that was in Detroit. I'm like, ooh, Eddie in Detroit. Okay, yes. Way before. And then, I probably didn't get pregnant till like a year or 2 after that. So it came in handy. I was definitely ready. So yes, thank you, Kadada, for that, because I love it here too. Been here since then, and I'm probably gonna be here for the long run.
Love it. That's facts. Wow. I did not know you guys were here before y'all had babies. That's hilarious. Okay, I was not prepared.
Me too.
It's Asia. I always tell people that BMFA came into my life as a warrior for my baby and I. Very early on in my breastfeeding journey, we were like battling a doctor's office who was trying to force us to switch to formula. And another organization called Sister Friends Detroit told me, call BMFA. They'll come to your house and weigh your baby and watch you feed and all this kind of stuff. So I called, and I've been with BMFA ever since. There was a lady who came to my house. She weighed the baby. She latched, unlatched, relatched, repositioned us, and really got us on track, gave me a good idea of how much my baby was taking in, and truly reassured us and was an advocate for us. against that doctor's office until we got a new one. So yeah, BMBFA saved us. For real.
Love it. So this is Malika. I came to BMBFA after the birth of my second son. I had already established breastfeeding actually because I had delivered my first son at a hospital that was just ghetto. Okay. I don't know what else to say besides ghetto. Like, they did not have what they needed. Like, when I gave birth, they were like, oh, it was at night, right? I went into labor on Thanksgiving with my first son. And so they were like, oh, the lactation folks, they on vacation. The office is actually closed. And then when somebody, like a nurse was supposed to come help me, and the nurse was taking forever, and then they scolded me like, your baby could get taken away if you don't feed your baby soon. They were ghetto. So I was scarred, and I thought something was wrong with me. I'm like, dang, I can't breastfeed. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I dropped the ball without realizing like all the things that are at play in the whole, systemic racism of this space. So with the birth of my second son, I was like, all right, what can I do differently? I need to find a different hospital. I need to find a place that has a lactation office. So I did deliver at a baby-friendly hospital, and they had a 24-hour like lactation support. Like, even when the office was closed, the nurses were trained. They were all CLCs. So they were all trained to support you. So with that, I did get the support I needed early on. I went back as many times as I needed to get support from that hospital. And so I had breastfeeding established by the time I found BMBFA. But what I realized is I looked around and nobody else was breastfeeding. And I was like, I don't have nobody to talk to. I don't have anybody to ask questions to, like, as a Black woman going through this. So I did what any millennial would do. I went to the internet. Okay. I was like, hey, y'all, I went in one of my support groups and I was like, do y'all know any organizations that help Black women, like with breastfeeding and stuff? And BMBFA came up and I was like, where did this come from? Like, I could have used y'all the first time. And so, yeah, I went to BMBFA and I actually started at Breastfeeding Club. And I was like, ooh, I love it here. Just like y'all said.
Breastfeeding Club is special. It's experience.
It's so special. It's like all these Black women sitting in a circle, sharing their stories. The babies are running around, right? So it's like, it feels like,
good.
You said what?
We eat good. Okay.
I'm getting there. The babies running around was like, for me, that was impactful because bring your baby, bring your partner, bring your family, whoever it is, like, this is family, this is a village, right? And then, baby, that food. Ooh, the good food. Okay, on the days I was going to Breastfeeding Club, I did not cook dinner. Because I knew we was going to get
That's
fed.
a big deal. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal, okay? So I was like, I'm never leaving. And fast forward to, it's been almost 9 years.
Wow.
Of being here. And I can't even put into words fully. I'll try my best today. But what that means, like, I came needing support, and that turned into me advocating as a mommy ambassador, co-founding the program, building out the program, meeting all these wonderful, dynamic, intelligent women I get to work beside. Like, it's become the biggest blessing. And more importantly, BMBFA feels like family.
Yes.
That part.
Wow.
They done built a little utopia.
Not to mention this whole career that you found.
And then there's that.
I wasn't gonna tell your business, but that's such a vital part of the story,
No,
like a whole career shift.
It is. And with that said, I want to ask everyone, what is your favorite thing about being a mommy ambassador? Right? Like, what is your favorite thing about it, or one of the favorite things that you've done as a mommy ambassador? For me, what I didn't realize when I came into this space, that it was going to lead me into a whole career in maternal child health. Like, what? I did not realize that was going to be something that came out of this. But being in the space and being passionate about it, I just kept growing and realizing, like, oh, this is something I can really run with.
What did you do before?
So before, I did a few things, girl.
Hustler, baby.
I did a few things. I'm really one of them people that, like, I had to bounce around till I found what felt good, what I was passionate about. So before this, like, my last immediate thing before this was actually engineering.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is a big change.
Before that, no.
That's crazy.
I worked for a large automotive company.
Oh, wow.
You a whole
Yep.
engineer, what?
I was in engineering, providing like project management support. And then before that, I was in education as a program manager.
Oh, nice. So
Yep.
you always had the tools.
I had the skills,
Yeah.
but I hadn't found what felt like home for me. Like
Right.
what I'm one of those people where I have to be passionate about the work that I do. If not, like that's not going to sustain me on those hard days. It's not going to keep my attention. So when I like was thinking about it, I'm like, wait, this would be a perfect marriage of like my skills and what I love. Where can I go? So that's what I love. One of the things I love about being a mommy ambassador is like not knowing where it would take me.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm so inspired. Oh my goodness.
Girl.
Go, I want to.
Well, Ariana here. So it might sound cliche, but for me, one of the things I love about being a mommy ambassador is having the opportunity to be a part of positive change and those impacts that mommy ambassadors have had before I got here, and now being a part of it to play my part as well.
Hey, y'all, Micaiah here. Y'all gonna get used to our voices soon, but we'll keep introducing ourselves. But my favorite thing about being a mommy ambassador is basically having the opportunity to advocate through lived experiences. I think I'm learning that's like the best way to advocate because you get the opportunity to be as vulnerable, I think, as you want to be or need to be. And that's really, I feel like, how you can connect to people who have the power to change things. So that's the most beautiful part to me about this whole experience because we're put in these rooms, like we've been in front of legislators, and we have the opportunity to make these connections with people to actually enforce that change and make a difference and use our voices. So that's what I love about being in this space.
I echo all of the things that you guys have said, but I really want to bring into the space the like level of sisterhood that we've been able to build amongst each other. With Malika and I being here the longest, we've done a lot of work together. We spent a lot of time together. We all know it's not peaches and cream. We've been through some things, but the passion for like what we're doing here really keeps us connected on kind of like a heart and a soul level. And I think that's so important for what we're doing. We laugh so much when we're together. We joke so much. We talk about the highs, the lows, the like all of the things. And
Help
it
each
just
other
happens.
babies
Yeah.
at the meetings. I'll be like, Kari, come here.
Yes. Yes, all of them. What y'all doing in that room? We done told y'all.
Stop blocking that door to the babies, okay?
So it's just so organic for me. And I really enjoy that. And I think that really exudes into whatever work that we're doing. And it allows us to be kind of like really a light for other moms to look up to. Like all of this, like the way that they interact with each other, the energy that they feed off of each other, and the commonality is that they all breastfed. And they're all here because they love it. And they're all here because we love BMBFA. So I just think that that's like something really cool about being particularly in this very exclusive group of mommy ambassadors.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Because I made a lot of good friends here.
Yeah.
Mommy friends at that. They understand better. Mommy friends who breastfeed.
Okay, so it's a little a different life.
It's a little different. They understand a little better.
And we blackity black.
Okay.
That too.
Super black.
Proud of that.
I love that. It's in the name. Black Mothers Breastfeeding Association. Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like that. I'm blackity black. So I'm like, ooh, these people are unapologetic. I love it. So as advocates for breastfeeding in the Black community and actually nationally, what are some things or actions you all think are crucial to promoting breastfeeding awareness and support?
Normalizing breastfeeding. Normalizing breastfeeding for people who look like us. Having the conversation of your auntie, cousin, daddy, uncle, grandma who feels uncomfortable because you just latched that baby. Like, listen, let me tell you a few things. Okay. Okay. Let me tell you what's so important about what's happening right now. Because I just don't want, any person who decides that breastfeeding is their journey to be discouraged because of the outside forces that really lack education.
Absolutely.
And we have to be like the stewards of passing that knowledge to other community members so that they feel empowered to pass that knowledge to their community members. And I mean, there's so much system work. There's so much policy work that needs to be done. We can talk about that all day, and I'm sure you guys will. But if our community doesn't believe in the power of breastfeeding to begin with, all that systemic work is falling on a deaf community or deaf ears. So I'll say that.
That really points to my thoughts about education. I think there are a lot of moms who might be completely willing and ready to breastfeed, but they just don't have enough information, don't know that there are resources out here to help them. So yeah, my favorite part is the education. We're constantly being educated, and then we constantly have access to moms to disperse that information.
I would add to that, one of our big wins as the Mommy Ambassador team early on was being invited into a space where we could impact systems change. So our voices were at the table to help change a policy at one of the large hospital systems in Detroit, where we advocated and they actually changed their policy to allow doulas to not be counted as a visitor, but to be complementary to the maternal health care team. And that was major. And I always think about in what ways are organizations and systems inviting in those people with lived experience and those advocates. So I think that's really a call to action for me to the systems and the powers that be. Like, where are the people in your organization who are giving you feedback on what is happening within your hospital or within whatever it is that you offer? Like, we need to make sure those voices are prioritized and tied to actual action.
Not just a check mark.
Yep,
Yeah.
not
We
just
don't
a check
need to
mark.
be appeased. We want to see the change.
We want to see real change. Yep.
Wow.
Okay. So, in closing, what advice would you all offer to our listeners who want to support Black breastfeeding mothers or become advocates themselves?
1, join BMBFA.
Period.
Absolutely number one.
Speaking of what Asia just said about joining BMBFA, educate yourself, educate those around you, speak up and breastfeed that baby. That's the advice I have to the listeners.
Yeah, piggybacking off of what Ariana said, I mean, speak up for yourself. If that's something that you want to do, go out there, educate yourself, look for the resources. We have Beyonce's internet, so you can find anything on there. And then once you find what you're looking for, study, you know what I'm saying? Trial and error. It's a lot of classes out here where you can get educated, in person so you can see how it really goes. There's people out here that'll help you latch CLCs, IBCLCs. Everybody is out here. It's resources out here for you to utilize. Just you need to go out there and really try to find them and find your group of women that can relate, breastfeeding mamas, support groups on Facebook and Instagram. Like I said, it's out here. The resources are out here. You just have to go and look for them. And then, just go on your own journey and your own path. Do you unapologetically. If you want to breastfeed that baby, like Ariana said, if you in public, it don't matter where you at. Just go ahead and do it. Like, I promise, it's okay. And the people that think that is not okay, they're not okay.
Right. And that's on period. I would say if you're an experienced breastfeeder and you have people who are around you who are not, listen. Listen to what the reservations are with breastfeeding. Listen to what the questions and the concerns are, and try to be supportive in a way where you're kind of like awakening that person's mind to what the difference is and what's happening. Because a lot of people, and we'll probably talk about this in another episode, have reservations about breastfeeding that they don't understand. They don't know where they came from, and you might. So you really just have to take that time to listen and say, well, let me hold your hand through this. Because if that means that you'll breastfeed that baby, I'll hold your hand through this. So really just listening, and always share. People on my Facebook, my Instagram, people are always gonna know they're gonna see something about breastfeeding. I'm gonna share a post. I'm gonna share a story. I'm gonna share my own pictures. I'm always talking about breastfeeding. And what that means for me is that the first person that somebody thinks of when they have a question about breastfeeding is me. So I can be able to be there for, my own close networking community. Beautiful.
I love that.
Yeah. Oh, period.